Welcome to another edition of the ReviewFix.com Wrestling Podcast. I'm Editor-in-Chief Patrick Hickey Jr., joined by the new Tier-1 Tag Team, one half of the Tier-1 Tag Team champions, Joey Ace. Joey, thanks for coming by. How's it feel? How's it feel to have that title?
Oh, man, it's just, look at it. It's freaking huge. And it weighs something, you know?
It's pretty.
It weighs. And it feels good to have, you know, somebody kind of put some stock in you. That's what it is. You know, along with Logan Black, Connor Claxton, and Juba, you know, but it feels good to have somebody put some stock in you.
You feel like it's been a long time coming?
Yeah. But it's not the only title that I want. You know, it's cool. Like, I'm in a tag team, and yeah, it's awesome, but it's like, not saying I want to use this as a stepping stool, but definitely want to use this for something and make it mean something.
Okay, how does that happen? What's that process like over the next couple of months?
It's just being the man. You know, that's it. It's just being the man and doing more than what needs to be done inside the confines of the squared circle. And I feel like a lot of the New York independent scene don't see that.
So what is the New York scene like?
Talking smack. That's it.
There's been a lot of smack being spoken around with Warriors of Wrestling, Tier-1, 2KW Pro. It's like it's getting thrown all over the place. Larenz Dean had that, now it's infamous video that he posted on Facebook and YouTube a couple of weeks ago. So how did you feel about that?
Oh, man, this is how I felt, dude. Like, you know, Larenz Dean had a lot of good points. A lot of good points. Frankly, though, I could give two shits of some of my boss having a bunch of social media accounts. That's none of my business. And frankly, that's none of your business or anyone else's business for that matter. You know, whatever beef he had on the other side of the tracks, that's his beef. Doesn't need to be brought out in the open. But there's one thing that he said, and it was a couple of things. It was that James Riley's Tier-1 championship didn't mean anything, that it was a paper championship. See, now that I have a problem with. That's the thing that struck me that Lawrence was wrong with. It does mean something. It may mean something to Riley, but it does mean a lot to me. Because I put stock in the recording promos. I put stock in that ring, those two shows, and busted my ass for a shot at that belt that I never got. So, while James Riley was, you know, talking smack about me being number one contender and doing it in front of his laundry room, my ass was out there. My ass was capturing the Tier-1, you know, just aura and being the man. And I never got that shot. Now the second thing he said, which Larenz Dean was right about, that after that second show, attendance went down. Of course it went down, because you had Rude Boy Riley walk away with the championship. Dennis Long, I am pretty sure, if you had Joey Ace on a flyer or Joey Ace on the marquee for that championship, you would have got some more butts in the seat. That's as simple as it comes.
Why do you think New York City bookers are almost infatuated with putting, I don't want to say washed up, but older, you know, WWE, TNA, WCW guys in the ring with people like Riley instead of someone like you that could have a high energy match with?
Because they're fans. They have this, like, from when they were younger, they haven't grown up. It's time, okay, we're all fans. We all love professional wrestling. We all love sports entertainment. We're all marks, as we say, right? But it comes to a time where it's like, okay, let's build the younger guys. Let's build them up. Let's not just fill us with a bunch of past stars trying to reclaim their glory. FWE did it, and look where they're at. You had a bunch of guys that were young and hungry, and you didn't really do much with them. And when those guys did have the opportunity, they fell on their ass with it. So it's kind of, it's you could get a bunch of good guys, you know, old guys, and put them on a show and draw your money, or you could get a bunch of, you know, the young guys, and then they plop on their face because they don't connect with the audience. So, like, really, it's a big mess. No one's coming up to the forefront and saying, you know what, I'm going to go out there and do that extra hustle. I'm going to go out there and do that extra work. I'm going to put in the time and make a cool-ass T-shirt and freaking blast it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm going to get some cool-ass 8x10s, and I'm going to go and I'm going to talk about how I feel, whether a promoter likes it or not. Because 9 times out of 10, they don't know what they want. I don't know if it's that they have their finger on the pulse or they have their they want to look out for that. They have this image of what they think is going to sell tickets. And honestly, it hasn't happened. If you look at it, look at the past shows that drew in the thousands. We don't got to mention the promotions, but mine wasn't one of them. One of them, where I was at, wasn't one of them. And you know what? It makes me pissed off. I'm not saying I'm going to jump ship, but I want to make my grass where I'm at a little bit greener.
So how do you do
happens,
how do you do that? What makes the salty one, the guy, to do that?
This is what makes it happen. Being freaking angry and being fed up with all the bullshit that goes on. When the sole focus should be on the performers. Not Facebook this, I made a brand new ball that, or whatever the fuck. Who cares? Who gives a shit? The focus should be on the talent. That's it.
Let's talk about lack of storylines in indie wrestling. Why do you think there's such a lack of storyline? How come these guys aren't doing what you're doing and just pulling out your iPhone in front of Madison Square Garden and just cutting promo? How come these guys don't do stuff like that?
I don't know, laziness. They talk about this is their dream, this is their life, this is that, this is this. It's all that. It's just this and that. That's what it comes down to. I guess people are content with that booking every week and just doing that booking and cutting a promo in front of a garage door. I don't know, but I want like if I look at something on TV and I change the channel or like flip it through it and I'm like, all right, this is the guy. When I was younger, like I watched Randy Savage, Shawn Michaels. Those guys captivated me. But the backdrop? The Heartbreak Hotel, Macho Man. It's like everyone's the same. Almost everyone. No one's... And I'm sure you can go online and you can look at stuff on the New York indie scene. Oh, what's up? What's going on? And you just kind of shut it off. You probably start watching New Japan. Mm-hmm. You probably start watching the recap of Impact or a recap of Ring of Honor or a recap of SmackDown Live. It's hard to watch. And I'm sick of it.
Yeah, from production quality to just coherence.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you another question.
No.
Do you think it hurt Tier-1 not to have a secondary singles title? Because, Rude Boy is out, on the other side of the world right now. And not to say that, like, the main event for the tag team titles wasn't interesting, but don't you think that they should have maybe another title to kind of fill that gap?
Of course. Of course he should have a secondary title. Whatever Dennis decides, is, I guess, his game. If he wants to call it the Empire Championship, whatever. But do something. Do something else. Have a secondary championship. Because right now you had the Warriors Wrestling No Limits champion as a main event that was scratched and taken over by Jesse Brooks and Mark Haas. So that was your main.
How did that feel? All that craziness going on with the New York State Athletic Commission.
Look, man, that guy's been down Tier-1's throat for the longest. Maybe he's a stooge. Maybe he's coming from somewhere else trying to stir something. Because right now he's the biggest heel for Tier-1. It's not the Cutthroat Kings. It's not Joey Ace. It's not Logan Black or anybody. It's him. Look, honestly, man, I could care less. I could care less. So Jesse Brooks, you're great. You're great. Mark Haas, you're great. I could care less. What the guy I'm thinking about is this guy right here, the guy on the shirt, the salty dog. That's who I care about.
You mentioned before Rude Boy Riley. Is there anybody else that you think that if you got an opportunity with, could really get it done in the ring?
Here's one thing that's been kind of pushed down the throats of everyone. Chris Steeler, man. Oh, fuck. If I got to sit down through another Chris Steeler match, same old goddamn shit, over and over and over again. You ain't stealing the show, buddy. Like, I just think it's just lame. It's just lame. He's just crying and this, that. Like, dude, man. Like, It's just boring. Makes me want to shoot my brains out. He's in main event after main event after main event. And you know what it is, too, about him and Riley? You shake everyone's hand after. Maybe correct me if I'm wrong. But it's like, I watched that, I want to go home and why did I just sit through that?
So you feel
Why
like
did I just sit through that?
You feel like there's a fire missing?
It's just stupid. I just beat your ass for 20 minutes. I'm going to shake your head out of respect, and you must respect everyone. When Joe Ace was in there, with the only time with Steeler, we closed down a Warrior Warehouse. Just FYI, I sold more merch that night. And he walked out the champ. I'm just saying. Lady Diamond D or not, I'm the man. You know, I didn't shake his hand. When I was in there with Riley at Tier 1, I didn't shake his hand either.
Anybody else out there? You mentioned Chris Steeler. We got Rude Boy Riley. Who else is on your hit list?
The one guy that I beat to become the number 1 contendership for the Tier 1 championship, Sam Shields. I beat Sam Shields 2 straight falls. And you know what he's doing? He goes to Legendary Action Wrestling, right? Think about this. All right. Triple threat match, right? It's for the championship. Lucha Libre Super Show. He's in there with his tag partner and me. Really. Really. And he walks out with the championship. If it was one-on-one, it wouldn't have happened that way. Frankie Flaw, I hope you're listening. Hope you're listening.
So how do you get that single?
I hope you know that if you want to make some money, if you want to put some butts in the seat, you don't have to partner up with anybody. You got the 5-star stud right here. You got the salty dog right here that's going to put some butts in the seat.
So for people that have never seen you perform, what makes the salty dog the salty dog?
Oh my God, just 7 years of bullshit. 7 years of just being, okay, maybe that's for somebody else. That's for somebody else. We're going to do that. We're not going to do that. Every freaking idea I've had, nothing with it. Nothing. Oh, man, I'm going to shoot a promo for this. Don't say that. Don't do this. Don't do that. Why are you censoring me? Why? That's why I'm salty. So if anyone wants to know, or who's never seen me before, why I'm salty, it's been 7 years of just kind of just like scared. Just twiddling my fingers, waiting for an opportunity, and I'm done waiting for an opportunity. I'm not getting any younger. I'm 28 years old. I'm not going to do this anymore. Like, just bullshit. So right now, tonight, is the unveiling of the salty dog and why I'm so salty.
So what are the goals going into 2017? How do you make all of this happen? You called out 3 people. You just called out a couple of promoters, telling them to make changes. What else are you going to do to make those things happen for you?
Be the man. Knock it out the ballpark everywhere I'm at. Whether it's in Queens, whether it's in Brooklyn, Staten Island, freaking Canada. Just do it up. Give some people something different. Because right now they're seeing the same old boring shit, and the same people posted online about how they love it. They love it so much. Wah. Oh, look at me. I'm having a blast. Look at me. I'm with so-and-so. Taking pictures with their opponents. You ain't going to see that from me. You're not going to see that from me.
Why do you think there's this mystique around the indie wrestling scene? Do you feel like a lot of the performers are marks themselves? I mean, because I don't understand why they would take pictures with people like that.
Look, man, I'm all for, taking pictures. Okay, I'm all for, all right, you want to capture a memory. That's cool. Capture the memory. But does it have to be put online? You two just destroyed each other. Why take a picture? And then post it online and said you had the greatest battle of your life. No, you didn't.
Do you think that has something to do with the lack of storyline? Because it's like those guys are like heels and faces for 25 minutes. It's not like they're in a storyline that's.
No. Maybe just being marks for themselves. Who knows? I don't know the answer. I wish I knew the answer.
What do you think is the biggest problem in the New York City indie scene, and how do you think, if you had the possibility to fix it, how would you fix it?
All right, part 1 first. The biggest problem, egos. Everyone's out to cut everybody's throat. Look, man, that's fine. Do it. The business will suffer. You know, you want to run dates on where other guys are running head to head. That doesn't hurt, you know, like that's going to hurt someone. It's going to hurt my pocket. Because obviously we can't compete with, you know, X, Y, and Z. And if we got 75 people in a venue, yes, freaking those 75 people will get the freaking match of their life and watch that. But it comes a time where you think about it and you're like, you know, I'm sitting down and I'm like, there could have been a lot more people here. A lot more money could have been made for the boys.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's like, all right, figuring out how to water your own grass and not look at what anyone else is doing. You know, I'm not looking at what anyone else is doing. I can care less of what X, Y, and Z is doing. Worry about me. Now, what I'm going to do is continue what I've been doing, being different, doing things a different way, making my own path. That's it.
All right, so how did it feel to win the Tier 1 tag team titles, knowing that, you know, on the other side of the city, House of Glory was running a show with, like, the Hardy Boys and EC3, kind of, like, taking away that moment from you guys? Because, I mean, I'm sure the Hardy Boys and EC3 didn't do anything magical, you know? You guys went out there and did something that you never did before. So, how did that feel?
Look, man, I'm not taking anything away from them. Wish them bunch of success. 1,000+ people in that building, freaking kudos to you. Did it take away from me? No. It ain't any different from any other, you know, weekend where when I won the No Limits Championship, when I won the Warriors of Wrestling Tag Champs with Sterling. Didn't take it away. I just want to make this mean something. That's it. I just want to make it mean something. We're the first champs. Just want to make it mean something. That's it. And we are gonna make it mean something. That's it.
So you had guys like Jason Karloff calling you guys out on Facebook, saying that you guys won't have the titles very long. He's a big scary dude. How do you respond to that?
Look, man, I'm not scared. I'm not scared of a guy who beat up a woman. No taking nothing away from Jessie Brooks. She's amazing. I would love to have her on my side if there was any, you know, anything else. But not scared of Haas. I'm not afraid of Karloff. And I've been in the ring with Karloff. Karloff's dropped me on my head, and I've dropped him on my head. Damn it, he F5'd me from the top rope. Where do you go from there? I've already faced the devil. I know how he smells like.
All right, is there anything else that you want to add or say? Any upcoming shows that you want to, you know, tell people about?
We got the King of New York coming up for Warriors of Wrestling on September 10th. We got 16 of the biggest that New York has to offer under one building and one ring to just battle it out. 16-man tournament. Let's see who comes out the King of New York.